Someone has let the beast loose, and I'm not sure how you're all gonna feel about that, but it's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by CritiX.com, a place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time to talk about a new film that's coming out this Friday, starring Idris Elba, titled Beast. We've seen the trailers for this floating around here and there. Not a lot of promotion behind it, but enough that it kind of looks and feels like it may be a summer blockbuster. But before I tell you about what I thought about this film, I have to break it down and tell you what it is. So for those of you who have not seen this trailer, Beast follows Idris Elba and his two daughters, played by Leah Jeffries and I forget the other daughter's name. Ayana Hawley. And they are taking a trip to Africa in lieu of paying respects to a loved one. I won't give you too much of the details, but they're paying respects to a loved one, and they go to Africa. While they're in Africa, they somehow take a trail and end up in the wrong place at the wrong time and get attacked by a rogue beast of a lion, like a huge lion. And they're trapped in a vehicle, and the rest plays on, and then they have to escape, of course, and try to get out of this thing. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the trailer for this, it didn't really feel too original to me because it kind of felt like Cujo. So I'll let you know what I thought about it. I wasn't excited to see this, but I wanted to check it out because, you know, I love Idris. I think what he does, everything he does, is pretty decent. He's got a pretty solid track record outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and yeah, man, this thing is just not good. It just really, and it's directed by this gentleman, the guy who did Two Guns. He has a very complicated name for me. I'm sorry. I can't remember his name, but you guys remember the movie Two Guns with Denzel and Mark Wahlberg? It's the director of that movie, and he did this. It takes place in Africa, which you would expect that there would be like a lot of beautiful scenery and a lot of, you know, taking advantage of the overall setting of the film. And I was kind of waiting for that as the movie was starting, and I really just didn't get any of that. They get right into it, I'm not going to lie. Into the story, I should say. It's very predictable. Immediately out the gate, it sets you up with, you know, there's a troubled relationship between father and daughters. You pick that up immediately, and once you pick up on that, the rest of it is like building blocks, and you can kind of just predict and see where this thing is going. For example, no spoilers. So let's say father and daughter on the rocks. Daughters blame father for something, and then you can already tell, yeah, the problem that's going to happen is going to bring them closer together. It's like literally like just laid out for you as you're watching like the first 10-15 minutes of the movie. So you're kind of just like waiting for things to happen because you already know that they're going to happen. Outside of that, there are a lot of decent CGI, but a lot of it is just not believable. So then you just kind of know it's CGI because there's a lot of things and adventuring that's going on, and you're like, come on, like, listen, I know you're trying to build this edge of your seat action safari thriller, but at least make it real for me. Like, we're talking like Indiana Jones 4, like unbelievable, and that just it's a disconnect. It like pulls you away from the story at times. A lot of the audience that I saw it with was pretty much chuckling through this movie. Like, it is laughable. There are very a lot of laughable moments, a lot of character traits that are just, why are you doing that? Like, why would you do that? Like, there's just a lot of that while you're watching this movie, and it really pulls you out of the terror that this movie can should have provided. There are some jump scare moments, but other than that, you're just kind of going for the ride because you know that this is not real, and you just, by the end of it, you're just like, thank God. Thank God this is only an hour and a half. Another problem with this film that I really had a problem with was they over-explain things as it happens. And I don't know why they're doing this. It's like almost like they think that the audience is dumb, or that we're toddlers and that we're watching like Sesame Street or like an after-school special based on nature and camping and what's the word I'm looking for? First aid. Idris's character is a doctor, and of course, you know, they're in situations where a lot of people are getting hurt, or people are, you know, getting, you know, mauled or torn apart, and he gets right into his doctor mode. And every time, as he's doing his thing, he's like over explaining what he's doing, why he's doing it, and it's like, who are you talking to? Like, it's weird. It sounds better than it is. And then even, you know, I don't want to give away the ending, but even the ending, when there's a, you know, somewhat of a resolution, one of the characters explains why this person did what they did in order to come out on top or whatever. And it's like, we saw that coming like 40 minutes ago. You didn't have to like explain that. It's just awkward the way that this movie plays out. I'm trying my best to not spoil it and explain the emotion I was feeling while watching it. For the most part, a lot of the people in my audience enjoyed the ride, but they were more laughing and entertained. Like, there were moments that weren't supposed to be laughable, but people were chuckling and laughing because, yeah, we knew. Like, you could see right through this film that it's supposed to be terrifying. But all it ends up doing is borrowing the plot from, you know, the 1983 Stephen King film Cujo, and, you know, putting a nature twist on it that just didn't really hit for me. It might hit for you, but this could have just definitely went to streaming. You want to talk about movies that are purposely made for streaming? I strongly believe that Beast should have been one that went to streaming. Like, we could have did a trade-off. Y'all could have put Prey in the theater and put Beast straight to streaming. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this film, guys. I really just did not enjoy it. I would love to know if you all are excited to see this movie. What you think? Did the trailers pique your interest? Did you see it already when I saw it? And let me know if you actually liked it. I wish I had a better experience, but I did not. Again, like, comment, share, make sure you subscribe, and of course, for more movie news, pop culture, and my full written review for this film, check out wearecritics.com, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.